Okay, hi everyone. I promised that I would do a little video for you on how to use Zotero. Okay, what does it do? Zotero is basically a management system, a sort of an online database where you can manage and organize your citations, the files that you have for all these citations. So those are your journal articles, your PDF documents of your journal articles, your ebooks, and all your links, but also, for instance, the notes that you take while writing about these articles, and of course a bibliography. Now, how do we use this? In order to use it, you have two options. Basically, you can use a standalone version, which you can download. I will not go into that now, but you can do that. You can get a standalone version for Mac, for Windows, or for Linux, or you can use the web-based version. I'm just going to focus on the web-based version now, and I will show you how to use it. So first, go to the right top corner and click Register. Then add your username to it, make up a username. Then type in your email, confirm your email and password, make up a password. Enter the CAPTCHA and register. If you click register, it will take you to a page and it will tell you that they have sent you an email. So you have to go to your email and they will give you a link, and you click on the link, and that will basically verify and validate your Zotero account. So click on that and you'll get to this page which is called email validation, and you're ready to go. So what do we do next? Well, go to login in the right top corner here, click on login, enter your username. So suppose that I have my username here, and I fill in my password, and then I go to login to Zotero. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is to create a private key. This is an API so that a third party can actually access your data. That basically means that Zotero can be connected with Chrome. Okay, in order to do this, you need to have your Chrome plugin installed. And I already have it installed, and that's the reason why it's asking me for this for this key description. So how do we get the Chrome plugin? And this is important to set up first. So go to Chrome, go to the three dots here, go down to settings, click on settings, go here to extensions, so click on extensions, and scroll to the bottom where it says get more extensions. Then click here, search the store for Zotero connector, and it will take you to Zotero connector, and you just click on it and you can add it to your plugins, to your extensions. Okay, so once you've finished that, we come back here to our Zotero settings, we accept the defaults, okay, and it will give us this key and Zotero connector for Chrome. Now, it is a good idea to first install the Chrome plugin and then try to log in to your account for the first time through Chrome. Okay, so basically what it does now, it is taking me to the main page of my library. Okay, now if you have any problems with your feeds or with your API, you can always go to Home, to Settings, and then Feeds API, and basically update it later on there. If you need any help with that, do let me know. Okay, so what I can do now is to get started with my library. So let's click on my library right here, and you can see that it is empty at the moment. So the first thing I want to do is to create a collection, and this is what they call a folder in Zotero. So I can create a collection, and I click down here and I give it a name, for instance my EWRS project. Okay, and then I click on create, and I will see a folder down here. Now, this basically means that everything that I collect for my EWRS project, I will find it in here. Okay, now how do we add items to this? Okay, now there are two ways of doing this. The first way is to do it manually. So basically, if I've read an article, I can add this to the database by clicking on Create Item right here. And you click on the item type. Now suppose that we have a journal article. Click on this one, click Continue. Right, and here I can fill in the title, I can add an author, can add an abstract if I want to, the publication, the volume type, the issue, pages, yeah, and here's some more information about ISSN, about a DOI, about the language that it is in. This is all information that you can add later on if you want to. Okay, but this is a bit labor intensive. Basically, it's a lot of work. So there is an easier way to do this. So let's see if we can do that. So let's just click cancel for now. And let's go to Google Scholar, because we have already added our Google Chrome plugin. We can go to Google Scholar and we can search for something. Let's search for motivation in language learning. Okay, so motivation in language learning. Now I see a number of papers here, and let's see which one is really interesting. Well, maybe this one by Rebecca Oxford, language learning motivation. Well, maybe I want to read this one. So what I want to do is I want to get not only all the information, but I also want to get the PDF. Okay, so it says that here that there is a PDF available from JSTOR, and that is through the full text of the Reading, through the Reading library. Okay, now what Zotero does is that it automatically downloads the whole paper, and it downloads all of the data around it. So all of the authors of the paper, the journal title, the year in which it was published, the links to it, everything. How do we do this? Well, basically by going to the right top corner, and if you have installed the extension, the Google Chrome plugin, you will see Save to Zotero right down here. So click on it, and you will see all of the items that are available on this search page. Okay, so what was ours? Ours was language learning motivation. Now we look it up, language learning motivation, here we go. And we select it, and then I click on OK. And the first time that you're using it, it will probably ask you for a new private key. So you click again on accept defaults. Okay, and we have to do this again, so I click again on saving item, language learning motivation, and I click on OK. And as you can see, it will actually, here, there was a little pop-up screen that says that it saved it. Now let's check if that is also the case. So let's go to Zotero, to our project. And see if it's there. Apparently it's not. So let's see what went wrong. Maybe it's still uploading it. Maybe it's still updating the information. Okay, so that was indeed the case. I had to be a little bit more patient. I'm too impatient for this world. So I just had to wait for a minute because it was still downloading the paper. So what we have here now is in my EWRS project folder, and in my library, I have the language learning motivation paper. Okay, and if I click on this, I will get all the information here. I'll get the author, the second author, I will get the publication, the modern language journal, the volume, issue, pages, etc., and the URL. Okay, and this is all great. So I can also look here because I have a PDF which is actually downloaded, and I can actually click on this and I will get the PDF here down at JSTOR. They will include the link so you can easily access it, and because we are accessing it through the proxy of the university and we've added that library of the University of Reading to our Google Scholar settings, the library settings, we can access it right away and I can download the PDF. This is because it's behind a paywall of JSTOR, so that's why it's rerouting you. If you have a freely available PDF which is not available through the University of Reading but just freely available, then it will automatically download it and add it to your library. Okay, let's go back to our library and let's have a look. What else can we see here? Well, if we go back to the parent item, as we call it, we can see all the information here, and there's another thing here. We can edit it if you want to add some more information to it. Yeah, and you can add it to a collection. Now let's add this one to a collection, and here we go. We have our EWRS project. Let's add it to this one, and if I click on here now, we can actually see it in here. So that's great. Now there might be another thing that I want to do. Maybe I want to write a little bit about it. Maybe I want to add my notes to it. So we can click here, edit, and we can go down to the bottom of the page and we can say add note. Now here in the note I can actually make notes about this is a particularly useful article because, okay, and I can add all of these reasons and I can add a summary of the article, and I can put in some points here, and maybe even down here I can summarize the main points with a focus on my project. So you can write something about how the information from this article would be really particularly useful for your project that you're working on. You can use this space in whatever way you want. Okay, and then in the end you click here and you say add note. Oh sorry, we already had one here. So we just click save and it will save it. And if we look at it now, we can actually see that we have, I accidentally pressed it twice, but you can actually have your note here and you can work on it again. You can edit this note and you can keep it. So this is great because we can actually have the files here. We can have all the information that we need for our bibliography, and we have our notes all in the same database. Now let's add some more to it. Let's look at another one. Maybe we can add another file. Let's have a look at this one, Motivation and Language Learning. Okay, it's a Journal of Asian Social Science. Now, suppose that I want to have this one. I can click here, save to Zotero, and I click here, and then on OK. And here I can see in the right bottom corner that it's actually downloading the paper. So let's go back to our Zotero database, and I go to library, and here we go. This is our paper. No, this is the one that we've just downloaded, and here again I can basically go to the PDF if I want to. There's a URL here included as well, and I have all the other information. So I can go to attachment details, and I can actually access the file from here, and it will download it. Okay, and and I can add notes to it, and I can add it to a collection. So let's add it to this collection again. So the EWRS project, and it will end up in here. in a minute. Okay. Should be in here now. I'm a bit too impatient probably at the moment. Add it to the project. Here we go. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I have these two files, and suppose that I want to create a bibliography. Suppose that I want to create a works cited. Now what do I do? First of all, I want to select all of the articles that I want to use for my bibliography, for my reference list. Now I click on these two articles because these are the two that I want in there, and then I go to this icon right over here which says cite. Okay, and I click on this, and here it will ask me for a style. So I select American Psychological Association because that's the one that we're using right now. And here I get my bibliography or my sources cited in the right format. Now, the best thing you can do is to copy these sources, to select them, and then to copy them, and then you can actually paste them down at the bottom of your works cited. Now, one thing is at the bottom of your essay. One thing is though that you will need to I need to copy it a little bit better. There's too much information there. Okay, let's copy this again. Okay, here we go, and I have my sources. And you have to edit the references a little bit because, of course, we don't need the information where we have retrieved this from. So you can just take this out. And always check if you have the right information here. Even though it's a computer, sometimes we cannot always trust it. So we need to make sure that we have the right information. This is also good for you to check whether you have the right information here and whether you actually know how to cite this. Well, in this case, let's see if it's correct. We have the last name and then a comma and then the initials and the second author, a full stop after that, and then we have within parentheses our year of publication. Okay, that is correct. A full stop and a space, and then we have the title of the project followed by a full stop. Then we have in italics the name of the journal because it's a journal article. We have a comma, and then we have the volume, and within parentheses the issue followed by a comma, and then we have the page numbers followed by a full stop. So that is correct. And for the second one, we can check this and we can see that the same information is exactly here. It's all here and it's exactly in the correct order. So this is correct in this case, but always check it because you want to make sure that you have the right information here. Okay, so this is in a nutshell how it works, how you can add notes to it, how you can incorporate, integrate and import your sources and the information that you have found from Google Scholar, and how you can generate a bibliography on the basis of your sources. Okay, have fun with it, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments or let me know in class.